If you're positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up out our face. If you are positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up out our face. If you are positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up out our faces. Let's go.
Period.
Air cleansed, space cleansed. Abuelito has joined us today. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Witches and Weebs, where otaku and spirituality come together and create a harmonious community of witches and weebs. I am Azari.
And I'm Space, trying to fight with my cat so he doesn't do stupid shit back here.
And that's Apolito.
His real name is Apollo, but hello. We call him Apolito. Welcome to, what do you mean, charge it like a phone? It ain't got no cord on it.
Sorry, I had fucking shit playing in my headphones when that was going on, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck it was. But yes, what do you mean charge it like a phone? It ain't got no cord in it!
Which is basically, for lack of a better term, it's energy work with your crystals and your tarot and your runes and all kind of things.
Sound,
we're going to talk about
herbs, spices, all that good stuff.
We're going to talk about how you go about charging things with energy and making sure that they are ready to be used during spell work. This is a good kind of placeholder between into spellcrafting and stuff like the basics of witchcraft, because this is energy work. This can also apply to spirituality a little bit, because energy work, they both go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. But we're going to focus a little bit more on the charging aspect of witchcraft.
Which, yeah, you could apply to spirituality depending on if you use any of these methods for your spirituality.
Yes, absolutely. So, let's talk about what is charging first. I have my information up on this screen this time, and I don't think I like it already, so I'm gonna put it on this one. What is charging? Charging in witchcraft specifically is the practice of directing energy into an item, such as a crystal. Mm-hmm. Space, this could also be a space or into people. Like you want, hey, say your friend's not feeling good, and you're like, well, let me just push my good energy, I'm feeling great, into them, so they maybe feel a little bit better. This skill can be used to create talismans for your home, home guardians, sacred spaces, and much, much more. Charging is a skill that every witch should want to learn a little bit. I would say it's a key skill. I don't think it's a must that you have to be exceptionally good at it. Mm-hmm. But knowing how to do it is going to benefit you in all kind of fashions. You want to think of charging as the natural follow-up to cleansing. Mm-hmm. Cleansing cleanses all the energy out. It gets all the dirt out. And charging is putting good energy and what needs to be in there back in.
Oh my god, maybe that's what... Remember when we couldn't find the words for a new moon and a full moon? And we were like, yeah, this one is for rebirth and this one is for the opposite of whatever that is. This is basically it. One is for cleansing and one is for charging. So we learned today years old. That's what we were trying to say about the last video when we spoke about benefiting from the new moon, or just moon cycles in general.
Moon cycles in general, because each moon can benefit you in a different way. But yes, one is basically charging and one is cleansing. The new moon is charging because it's charging up, getting bigger, and the full moon is cleansing because it's getting smaller after that point.
And what's nice about both the full moon and the new moon is that you could either charge or you could cleanse. Like with the selenite, you can either cleanse it with moonlight or you can charge it with moonlight. It's really up to you depending on how strongly you want the effect to be. As it says, the full moon is more of where you want everything to be the most potent. and the new moon is where it's not as potent, but it's for, you know, getting started again.
Growing.
Yeah.
The new moon is about growing. It's getting bigger after that point. So yeah, like the moon is at its weakest point at the new moon, but from the new moon on, it just consistently gets stronger. Mm-hmm. And then the full moon is at its peak, it's most dominant, but then it gets weaker from then on. So you have to think of it that way. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like to say, oh, the new moon is for manifesting, but it's like, no, not the new moon. The full moon is for manifesting. But when you think about it as in, that's the peak of its energy, that's it. That's the highest it gets, and then it goes weaker. Why would you want to manifest during that time of the moon when you should put your manifestations on the new moon, because the energy gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and then when it reaches its peak, it's when it's the best, when you're gonna get the best.
Like, if you want to charge on a full moon, have it something that's like right then and there. So the next day it's fully charged. But if it's something for a more long-term thing like manifestation, you want to do it on the new moon, because then the new moon is taking that manifestation and it is slowly increasing its potency with the full moon coming.
You're following the cycle of the moon as it gets bigger and as it grows. And like, if you need immediate things, then full moon, obviously.
Yeah.
But you have to think of it less in terms of, oh, new moon is big, so that means manifestation, lots of power. Think of it more in the cycles of the moon itself.
Yeah, don't think that just because you are manifesting on a full moon doesn't mean it's gonna come right away. It's just like, okay, we got it. It's like the moon is receiving it more because you're talking to it, but it's not gonna happen immediately. It's going to have to go through those cycles again before it's like, okay, well, now this is the proper time. It's like, it's a cycle. It's a timeline. Depending on when you start that affirmation, that manifestation determines how long it might take, depending on the cycle that you start on.
Correct. So the time to know when to charge is after you cleanse something, after you cleanse a space, charge it with good energy. After you cleanse a crystal, charge it with the energy that's supposed to be in here, like rose quartz. Holy shit, I blanked for a second. Rose quartz is love, positive, like self-love, and all that kind of stuff. So I would hold this between my hands and just focus on it. Self-love it.
I did a short on rose quartz. So if you're interested,
I perhaps watched it several weeks ago and promptly forgot about everything.
I can't believe you forgot about what I say. That's crazy. To no one's surprise, because it happens with everyone. Anyway, yes.
Honestly, I just don't have memory.
So, I will always recommend, if you are using a rose quartz, please have an amethyst on hand. I said this in the video. Please have an amethyst on hand, because rose quartz energy is so strong. Like the aphrodisiacing. And if you self-loving, and then you gonna be like, oh shit, hey, self-loving, and you gonna get into some self-love.
The irony is I do have amethyst above my bed, so maybe
you
that's
gonna get into some self-love if you don't have something to
mediate it.
Yeah, just to balance it out, because rose quartz energy is super strong. So make sure you have an amethyst on hand. If you have a rose quartz and a quartz, you're crazy, because you wanna love yourself. And you know what? Go ahead, get that rose quartz, get that rose toy, do what you gotta do, baby. Whatever.
Other times when to charge is when you feel like an item or a tool is weak or inconsistent, or when a space, kind of know when you go into like a stale room and you're like, damn, this needs some fresh air. That's the vibe. That's when you need to charge.
Yep.
When you want an item, like if you're going to have something on your altar, when you want it to have a certain purpose, that you also charge. Say like you have rosemary, who can be several different kind of things. It can be a protective herb, it can be a self-love herb, it can be just about anything you want it to be, really. So when you use rosemary, you want to charge it with whatever intention you're specifically using it for. Like if you're using it for a protection spell, you hold, or you like, say you have like a little glass ball, wrap your hands around it, protection kind of vibes. That's what you do, and charge it up with your intentions. There's plenty of different ways to charge. Like we could talk about charging it in the sun or the moonlight, which are two different energies. So I will also break that down real fast, because moonlight is more calming, gentle energy, making it ideal for crystals that are used for emotional healing, meditation, spiritual growth. But you have to be warned that some I'll talk about that in sunlight actually. And then for the sunlight, that is associated with vitality, creativity, and growth, which on the vice versa, moonlight is associated with rest, introspection, and emotional healing. So depending on what you're looking for, both sunlight and moonlight can be charging energies.
If you're into astrology, think of how it works in astrology. You've got the sun, which is the ego, personality, creativity, all that. And then you've got the moon, which is emotion. So at least from what I can gather from this, it's any emotional aspect that you want to improve on, charge with moonlight. Anything that will burst your creativity, personality, anything like that, charge with sunlight. But also be careful, because there are some crystals that don't really work well with sunlight or moonlight.
Yeah, and I'm also going to mention, because water also has a different energy. So yes, you can charge crystals in water, but there are some crystals that can be damaged with water. Now, running them under the sink for 2.2 seconds is not going to make them dissolve in your hand unless you're literally holding chalk.
Yeah.
Listen,
so you can.
That has been a witch talk thing. Don't put any kind of crystals in water, because they can be dissolved. You literally have to do it for hours on end, dude.
Yeah, you have to have it soaking, and probably have a little salt in there too, because then your crystal's gonna start corroding, and it's like, okay, well, you don't have to cleanse it that long.
Yeah, it's
if
like,
you want to cleanse something for that long, put it in under the moon, put it under the sun, but make sure that it won't be ruined from either of those kind of lights.
I'm gonna look up because I want to give you a proper definition of what, like, if you want to heal. I think water is a great thing if you ever want to heal like any kind of mental, emotional traumas. Water is a great thing to charge your crystals with, because water is healing. Water cleanses literally everything. So, and it can be literally run under the dipped into a spring pond for 2.2 seconds, or run under your tap water for 2.2 seconds and it's cleansed. You do not need to hold it under there for an hour.
Yeah, don't waterboard your crystals, please.
No waterboarding your crystals. But water is not going to destroy them if you splash water on it. Like, Witch Talk had me questioning my knowledge on how they were like, if you put any kind of crystal in water, it's gonna fall apart.
It's not. And as a person who hoards crystals to fucking back, who has run their crystals underwater for maybe at least about a minute, it won't corrode. Now, if you do it consistently like that, the minutes will obviously add up. But
yeah, of course.
That's why you shouldn't be doing it consistently like that.
That's how corrosion actually works, is the consistent use of water. Just like the way amethyst, don't leave it out in the sun for too long. You can leave it maybe for an hour or two. It'll get the energy it needs, but that is a crystal that can be damaged and sun bleached. So there are crystals that can only be left out for certain amounts of time, but everything can be, it's the same way with a diet. Everything is safe in moderation. Except none of you know moderation.
Yeah, because gluttony is alive and very well in society.
Absolutely. So literally everything, you could do anything to a crystal in moderation. Just do it in moderation.
The key word here is moderation, because if you are taking your amethyst and you are running it underwater every single day for that 1 minute, you don't need to cleanse it every single day. If you
does
charge
not.
your crystal will be good for about like 2 or 3 days, and then you can cleanse it.
And even then, most of the time, if you're not actively using it, crystals will hold on to the energy that they have. If you're actively using it, then that's different. They run out of energy pretty fast. But if you're not actively using it, you don't need to cleanse it until you use it again. And you don't need to charge it until you use it again. And charging is not something that you do every single day. And it's not same with cleansing. That's too much.
Just activate it. Have it sit there for like 2-3 days. If you feel like it doesn't work, it's not that it's not working, it's just that the energy is very, very low. So you might have to cleanse it and recharge it, or you have to just let it rest until you're able to activate it again because you've charged it afterwards.
There's also, you can use each of the different elements. Wind, air, just put it outside. Earth, buried in the ground. Crystals love earth. Duh.
That's where they come from. They better.
If you're like, damn, this crystal really sucks today, bury it in your garden for a day and go get it up, and it's gonna be great. That crystal's gonna be recharged as fuck. Fire, if you want something feisty and really in your face, that can also just let the firelight on it. Don't put it in the fire. Just light it with the firelight, please.
Or just cleanse it with incense if you don't have access to either of those things. But if you have an incense, you have access to a lighter. So, yes.
Yeah, and it's literally as simple as literally just lighting a candle and letting it shine on the crystal.
Alternatively, selenite. Selenite. That's all I can say is selenite. Selenite.
Selenite. This is your best friend. If you want to get into crystals, this is your bitch. This is the best bitch ever. I love selenite. I will never talk bad about selenite. Selenite is my bitch. This is a cleansing. This never needs, it really never needs cleansed because it automatically cleanses itself.
And it could cleanse things for you. And if you need to charge it, put it under the moon.
Yep, that's it. This is a moon. This is a moon only. You only need the moon for this one. And this does not need cleansed because its energy is cleansing, so it cleanses itself naturally. And it's that bitch. Love this bitch.
If you feel like it's not super cleansing, get a quartz. Quartz is used to enhance the properties of other crystals. So
all you need to do is
put them together. Boom. Super giga cleansing, while also enhancing the properties of the other crystals that you have, because that's just what quartz does.
There's also, if you have this book, you want to open up to chapter 15, exercise 75, absorbing and imprinting energy onto an object. Visualization and visualizing your energy into a crystal is, if not as good as the moon, if not better, because it's your energy and you're a powerful bitch.
It's your energy.
You're directly connected to your higher self. So using your energy to cleanse your crystals to do your magic compiles. That's a powerful spell at some point.
You are that bitch. Okay.
This is a great book for energy working and starting energy work, especially getting into chapters 10 through 15 is where the later energy working chapters are. I just think this is a great starter when you're working with energy of any kind, because it just helps you get in tune with yourself and your own energy first, and then allows you to move on to working with other things. Like I said, smoke. I bought this kind of mist, and you can make like little mixes. This has a little quartz in it at the very bottom. And so this is a cleansing kind of cleansing and renewing, actually. So you can make stuff like that to cleanse the energy in the room. I use this as a room cleanser. There's definitely different types of way of charging items and cleansing items, where this could also use if you do something like I have another one that's protection and banishing, which charges the room with protection energy. So think about it in that way. You can do all kind of different stuff like that. Charge it with love. Now you got a love spell for your bedroom. You and your husband can get it on. Shit like that.
Get you some moon water, get you some rose quartz. Put a little bit of rose quartz in that moon water, spray it around. Please don't drink moon water. Moon water is not to be consumed. It is to be used.
I mean, okay. It depends on how you do your moon water. Because if you put your, like you have a fucking Stanley on the stand for the night for an hour, you got moon water, you could drink that.
Well, yeah.
But if you got...
I've never heard of anybody charging moon water from a Stanley cup, though.
Okay, but it's a case of it can work if you're smart about it.
Yeah.
And moon water is energized, so it's gonna make you feel good. But don't fucking just sit out a big jar with an open lid and just let it sit there for weeks on end and then drink it. Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. If you wouldn't leave your regular water that you drink out in your room, don't do that with moon water. If you want to drink it.
Yes, you just be smart about it. Like you can get like a little glass bottle, sit it on your thing, be like, this is my drinking moon water vibes, and this is the only thing I drink out of. Everything else is just moon water for use. But I wouldn't say that it's not recommended to drink moon water, because there's nothing really wrong with like any kind of lake that has been under the moonlight is now moon water. Are we gonna say we're not supposed to swim in it and drink in it?
Do you want my honest answer?
Mia, I'm talking about a regular normal lake, not one that's gross.
Okay. Then
in an idealized world.
Yes, then yes, because American lakes.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch this shit with a 10-foot pole. But I'm talking we're idolized world. Idolized world.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The nuance is there now. I understand.
It's like, in an idolized world, water is safe to drink no matter where you go.
I wish.
So,
in reality,
moon
that
water
was true.
is same. Same. Looks out into the world.
Looks out
America.
at America. Cool lake. What color is it? Oh, just a little brown and green. Oh.
Ooh. Like, I've seen clean lakes, so I can't, like, I would drink out of that lake, but there's some lakes that I wouldn't touch that lake with. I wouldn't even put my big toe in that lake.
Yeah, if you are in New York City, don't ever drink from anything that's not in your house. Don't even drink.
And honestly,
water fountains.
Don't drink tap water either. Just just get yourself a filter.
Oh, well, I can't say anything about that, because we didn't have a filter, and I was drinking that tap water, like, good.
But that was also, like, 15 years ago, wasn't it? How long have you been out of the house?
8.
Oh, no, 7. 8.
7, 8.
Damn.
One of those years. Yeah, Listen, that tap water at 1 in the morning when you wake up and you thirsty as fuck and you don't have a water bottle next to your bed, fucks.
That's fair. Yeah, it does.
That's what we make our pizza out of.
Okay, in my defense, my area, we're, like, recommended not to drink the tap water, so...
Yeah, I was in, like, the suburban hood.
Yeah, see, like, my area, they were like... Unless you want to wake up with 3 eyes, bitch!
Futurama hit it right on the fucking hammer. Right on the nail? Hammer? Whatever. Futurama's right. We are mutants in New York. Yeah. Underground.
We could absolutely be mutants. I do have to say that largely, I think, other than how to charge, basically, we've talked about all the methods of charging outside of Yeah, that's it. All we have to do is talk about charging. How to charge.
Didn't we already talk about how to charge?
I mean, I give it more rundown of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go super in depth. I just kind of so how to charge. When you charge energies when you are charging energy items, English is hard. English is hard. This is why I never... Dude, I love my husband because he says the funniest shit in English, and I'm like, I understand why you say it that way. It's hilarious, but the fact that you know 2 languages, I can't even talk shit. Because he said, at one point, he said, blown mind, and I went, that's not what that saying is, and he went, what? And it's just the genuine, what? It's mind blown, honey. He went, oh.
I'm so blown mind right now.
That was literally, he went, I'm so blown mind, and I just went, excuse me? Because it was so adorable. Because I was like, that's not that saying, but I understand. And he went, what do you mean that's not what it said? So, back to English is not my second language. It's my first language. Boo boo. While you can charge items with your energy alone, is usually safer and less draining on you to do it with items or like with the sun or the moon. So I recommend pretty much just charging with the moon and the sun and water or one of the other kind of tools you can get. But if you were to actually charge your items with yourself, with your own energy, this is how I learned to charge energy, through this book. So what I do, this is how I started working with my own energy. Is I would cup my hands together, close my eyes, and just begin to imagine a ball of white energy pulsating between my hands. And typically, for me, I've been doing this for a long time, so it only takes me a few minutes to really get that pulsating going. But that's something you build up to. And then it's the same way you just put the crystal in between your hands and do the same thing. And just, if you want to imagine a different color light, say you're not doing something that's cleansing, you're doing something like, oh, I want to fill this with self-love. So you're going to maybe pick pink. And imagine a pink energy filling this of self-love. The energy of self-love filling this crystal. And it's the same kind of situation every time. It should typically, your intuition will tell you, okay, it's done. You will know it once you build up that repertoire with yourself of practice, because nothing will ever come instantly, and I'm speaking to myself in this room. Trust me. So once you build up that repertoire with yourself, you'll start to know exactly when it's charged, when you're done. You'll be like, oh, this bitch done. Okay, cool.
Yep. If you're in tune with your intuition, they'll
However,
tell you when it's done.
The problem is none of us have that repertoire with our intuition. We have to build it. A lot of us have been going against our intuition since birth because of society. So you have to build up trusting your gut or trusting wherever you're in. Like my intuition comes here and here. If it comes here, I know that shit is about to fuck me up. If it comes in my belly, if I feel the butterflies in my belly, that's my intuition telling me, oh, you're about to have a good time. It's exciting. But if it's this, that's panic.
Yeah.
That's anxiety.
Because most of the time, this is accompanied with like, oh my God, or anger, or if something happens, shock. You feel it in your chest, like, doom. Like, you've ever read a fan fiction and it's like, oh, such and such character's chest drops or something like that. It's because they are feeling that impending doom feeling in their chest because they know that something is amiss and now they got to get to the root of it.
Now, granted, if you have anxiety, that little example might not be always the best to rely on. There's nuance to everything. Again, it really depends on the person. You have to figure out what your intuition manifests as. Just because my intuition manifests in my chest and my stomach, your intuition might manifest in your right and left hand. Mm-hmm. Your right hand might tremor when it's good. Your left hand might tremor when it's bad. You have to figure that out for yourself.
If you don't really necessarily know, and you are open to, like, people with anxiety, if you're more open to seeing if that's something, we do have an episode. Our meditation episode, our old meditation episode, has something where we talk about associating feelings with certain things. So if you are in tune and aware of how you feel with your anxiety, and you feel it in your chest, and you know the emotion that accompanies it, if you do try that method and you feel it in your chest, but you don't really associate that emotion with what you normally associate it with when you have the anxiety attack, then maybe it could be your intuition. Because if you're not feeling that doom, you're not feeling that panic, and you're actually like, my chest is tightening, but I don't normally feel how I do when I'm having anxiety or panic attacks, then maybe that could be your intuition building up. It's just more of deciphering the emotion that comes with that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's also an example about how how people mix up butterflies of excitement in their stomachs and butterflies of anxiety. And how people will pull themselves out of situations that are otherwise great for them because, oh no, my anxiety, I couldn't do it. It was obviously going to be terrible. Well, yeah, you kind of manifested it be terrible because you were already anxious about it. And you focused on the anxious side of it instead of thinking that, oh, maybe this is just my intuition telling me that, oh, this is really supposed to be good for me. Because I mix up my anxiety and my butterflies all the fucking time. They feel exactly like, trust me. Because I'll be anxious going somewhere with my husband, but I'm like, oh, I'm having a great time because I can feel the butterflies. I'm like, no, my husband should make me feel safe. Hold up. Yeah. What's wrong here?
That's why you pay attention to the emotion that comes with those feelings. It's yes. This is why it's very not important, but it's not important, it's not essential, but it's recommended to do exercises so you're in tune with every single one of your senses. So if you can't see, then you can rely on everything else. If you can't smell, then you can rely on everything else. If you can't feel, then you can rely on everything else. So it's like, oh God, I feel my husband's here, but I'm supposed to feel safe, but I have butterflies and I don't feel safe despite my husband being here. And it's not even anything with him. It's just an internal thing. And it's like, okay, well, obviously these are not butterflies of good. These are butterflies of panic. And now I'm panicking. And then your mind, you can't hear anything because now your mind is all loud and blaring like, and it's trying to get you to understand like, hey, that's your alarm.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Something is amiss. You can't go to sleep because there's monsters nearby. So
yeah,
you gotta really be more in tune with your other emotions and not just feeling and not just seeing, not just hearing, but every single one of them. So then it's easier to pinpoint if it's a good feeling of butterflies or a bad feeling of butterflies. I saw it on Pinterest at one point, and it's an emotional wheel. And on the inside, it's broken down into like 4 different quadrants, like good, sad, happy, mad, something like that. But we're like neutral, good, happy, mad. And then it breaks out into more quadrants that break down the happy into different happiness levels, different emotions, and then breaks it down further into different emotions that those emotions break down to. Because I have a hard time recognizing my own emotions.
I have a hard time figuring out when I'm angry because I'm pissed off at something, or I'm angry because I'm hangry and I need a sandwich, or I'm angry because I'm sleepy and I just need to go to bed. So those kind of emotional wheels allow you to be like, okay, I'm angry, but nothing bad happened. So I'm not pissed off about, like, I'm not irritated. Oh, sleepy makes anger, so I'm sleepy. And then you can go to sleep. So those kind of things can also help when you are really bad at being in tune with yourself.
I can't even remember exactly what the picture was like, but it was like, if you're mad at yourself, eat something. If you're mad at everybody else, take a nap.
Yeah, okay, so I believe it's, if you're mad at yourself, eat something. If you're mad at everybody else, take a nap. If you're just mad at the world in general, go out, or like, I don't remember. There's go outside, there's sleep, there's take a nap, and there's drink some water. And they can make you different versions of mad. Each of them make a different version of mad. And a lot of you don't do enough of any of this. Points at myself as well, because I definitely don't drink enough water and I don't eat enough food. But, so, these 4 are 9 times out of 10 most of your insecurities, because a lot of you don't take care of yourself enough.
And we have an episode on
I need you to look at me in the eyes and tell me you don't have 3 cups of coffee every day and actually drink water.
I don't have 3 cups of coffee every day.
Okay, I know she doesn't, because I'm with her most of the time, so fuck off.
And I do drink water.
But you don't eat enough.
I don't!
So,
I blame water. Because if I drink water, I'm fine.
Yeah,
but I'm actually still hungry because I didn't eat anything.
It just feels like you're fine because your stomach has something in it.
Yeah,
so I
water,
totally
milk,
understand.
except not milk, but water.
So, you guys, once you think about those 4 and you're still mad, and then you're like, okay, now I'm really actually just pissed off about something. What is it?
Figure it out. Journal it down. This is why journaling is important. If you journal why you're mad, or you don't know why you're mad, and you still journal it down, you're like, okay, well, now I feel better, because sometimes you just need to get it off your chest.
Be like, literally start writing, why am I mad? Well, I'm fucking hungry for one. Okay, time to eat.
Right, why are you mad? Well, me and my friend yesterday got into an argument, and we're fine now, but it's still bothering me. Hey, talk to your friend, because y'all are probably still good, and you're probably just worrying about nothing.
Yeah, it's probably just a seed of doubt that, maybe I said something wrong, and they're just placating me. Ooh, that's my favorite one. Ooh, I love that thought.
What was that?
I have that thought a lot. I said something wrong. They're just placating me. They don't really like me anymore. Everything's gone wrong. They're never going to see me the same.
And, okay,
One argument, and my friendships
thing,
are ruined.
Sometimes that's all it takes. And sometimes it's not even that deep. But if you have a fallout with somebody and then they come back into your life, it's not going to be the same, because you have to build that trust back up. It's like The Sims. When someone does something that you don't like, you get the 2 little minus friendship bars.
Okay. Yes. Yes. But I'm talking about, literally, I could have this thought about us, Mia. We could have an argument, and we literally had an argument like 3 days ago.
Argument.
And I could think that would ruin our friendship, even though you're like, bitch, are we good? Because I need to complain about my husband.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah. It's because,
and it's like,
it's really different depending on person to person, because you could be thick as thieves with somebody, but sometimes your emotion is just like, okay, well, I know that they wouldn't do this, but my mind and pattern recognition and what I've gone through constantly is telling me, like, hey, this is what's going to happen.
Do this. They're about to drop you. They're about to never talk to you again. Yeah. And you're like, you're just waiting.
And you're preparing for it. It's like, okay, I'm waiting. And then there's like, hey, what you doing? Oh.
But there's also the flip side of that, and it doesn't always turn out to be. I have to put a little bit of the blame on people like myself, because when you're waiting for someone to drop you, you typically have already dropped them.
Yeah. And now your mind is waiting for something to confirm that you want to drop them. So anything that is a minor inconvenience, and I'm also speaking from experience because I've been this person too, you're waiting for them to have this minor inconvenience on you so you can take that penny and you can run with a fucking dollar.
Because guess what? You get to say, well, I protected myself. They were going to drop me first.
But you don't know that at all. And now you just probably ruined a perfectly good friendship.
Because nobody ever said that. You assumed. And guess what assumption makes out of people? Assholes.
Like, I was
and
the type
I am
of person...
speaking to myself. I'm going to go back and watch this video because I am 100% speaking to myself, bitch. Assumptions make assholes. That's literally it.
And it's like...
Stop assuming of people.
It's like... This is why nuance and subtext are important. You have an argument with somebody, and now because you're so used to having arguments and dropping people, now you're waiting for the bias confirmation of, okay, well, they dropped me, but they just haven't said anything. So now I'm dropping them, and I'm waiting to see what happens. And then now it's just like this autopilot friendship where you're waiting for them to slip up so you can take that and go like, okay, well, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
And bitch, do you not think that they can tell that energy? They can tell. We can tell there's a shift in the energy when you have already written us off. As somebody like myself, I can 100% tell when people are done, even though they're not telling me. Even though I'm not mad at you. Why are we done?
Right.
And then they'll tell me, well, you were mad at me for this and you were keep shading me for this. And I was like, what are you talking? It's because their mind is looking for confirmation in anything and everything somebody does to confirm themselves, even though they never asked.
And then at that point, it's going to spiral because now they're going to get every single receipt from every time that y'all have done each other dirty, and they're going to use that to build their case because those were things that they were sitting on for months that they never bought up. So they're going to be like, okay, well, you did this and you did this. And then it's like, okay, well, you never told me that. How are we supposed to be like this? And you're not telling me,
tell me
when I'm doing something so we can fix it. Why are you just letting it? And at that point, if
those
types
are also
of people,
the people. Go ahead, Mia.
Those are the people that are looking to drop you. Those are the people that have been sitting and not wanting to either hurt your feelings or hurt their feelings because this is a friendship that's benefiting them and they're getting something out of it. But when they don't need you anymore, they're going to look for anything. I like how this was an episode about charging.
And now we just went off a whole tangent.
For the spirit of charging, please don't ever charge anything with negative energy because not only is it going to work, now you feel bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, it's going to work great and you're going to feel like shit. Don't charge with negative energy.
Double whammy. You will not get a charged crystal and you will not feel good.
And you will need to immediately go outside, sit your ass in the sun, and get some of that good energy because a lot of you don't get enough sun either. It's another one. Make sure you fucking go outside. 10 minutes a day of just some sunlight on your fucking skin will make you feel better.
Wear sunscreen.
Yes, wear sunscreen. It takes about 4 months to start really setting in, but you need vitamin D. You need it. People make a joke of not going outside and being sun adverse, but like, then they have bad attitudes, and I'm like, well, that makes sense.
When we say touch grass, we're not saying it derogatory. We're saying it, please go touch grass and get some sun.
Please, go touch grass. You need it. Grass is great for you. I can tell when people don't go outside. The most tiniest inconvenience ruins their entire fucking day. And I'm like, you just need to get some sun, please. Please. Go touch grass. For the love of God.
You don't even have to go all the way outside. Just open up your front door. Just chill for a little bit.
If you have a window, go sit in front of the window. Just
like your
get
cat.
the sun on your face, please.
Why you think cats love sitting in the window in the sun all the time? They know. Follow your cat.
They know. Dude, just please. I know when you bitches don't go outside. I know.
Outside do be important. As a formerly sheltered person who never fucking went outside, I can tell you depression was a bitch. I was always unhappy. Put in birth control, I was double unhappy. Being in North Dakota where the sun barely shines and it's always gray as fuck, super duper unhappy. Like, it stacks up. It's like a debuff.
It's a debuff. Oh my God, it is a debuff. That's a great way to think about it.
It's a debuff.
It's 100% a debuff.
And if you want to cleanse a debuff, get some sun. You don't have to be in there for like an entire hour. Act like a plant. Go get your photosynthesis on.
Just go
water
do your
yourself.
morning
Drink some
stretch.
water.
Yeah, just go do your morning stretches or drink your coffee outside. Lily, that's it.
If you are a water sign, please drink water. That is your essence. That is your energy. You see how signs have elements attached to them? I am a sun Leo.
Who's she talking to like this?
You. I am a sun Leo. So I want to be outside all the time. I even wanted to have my hot girl summer, but I want to be outside all the time. I want to have the sun. Because it's like, okay, well, I'm having a bad day. No one's talking to me. I got the sun. The sun is giving me its little warmth, its protective rays. So I'm benefiting from the light, the fire. Earth signs, go touch grass, go talk to a tree. Air signs, go outside, feel the breeze. Water signs, drink water, take a swim, go to the lake, do something.
Fire
please.
signs, set things on fire. No, exactly. I'm kidding. Just
be a
get
pyromaniac.
Sunlight.
No, yeah, just get the sunlight. Like I said, fire signs, go get sun. And that's why I feel like there should be such more importance on things that have any sort of elemental relation to them, because if you can get the most out of whatever element is related to that thing, then you are going to be able to have the properties, the potency, like crazy.
Absolutely. The elements are so important to work with, especially as working with your own element. If you know that you are like, you can't say like, I'm a Scorpio, Libra. So being outside in the water, perfect for me, because I'm outside in the air and I'm in the water. So those are the kind of things you have to think about. Yeah, and just drinking enough water, getting enough sun, going outside will benefit you. And I'm speaking from experience the same way as Mia's speaking from experience. There was a point in my life where I never left the house, and trust me, I wanted to myself. And more than once tried to myself. So the more I go outside, the less those thoughts pop up. Crazy how that works. I will literally, crazy how that shit works. And the more I went outside, the less. And I don't even work outside of the house now. I make an effort to go outside every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I work in the house and I'm happier now than I ever was when I was working outside of the house, but never left my situation.
In terms of elements, like, even when it comes to, tarot.
I mean,
I have
this applies for charging because you're charging yourself with your element.
You're literally charging yourself. And if you are charging yourself, then you could charge other things. You are Absolutely. The universal port. Anything can be charged by you as long as your energy is there. So please. And so even on that topic, even if you don't have access to like actual elements, even if like people with agoraphobia who literally cannot go outside because they are afraid of the outside, there are elements that are tied to certain things. Like wands is fire. What is wand? Communication. Talk to somebody. Have a conversation with somebody. That is fueling your fire. Air, intellectual, decision making.
Read.
have a sapiosexual conversation with somebody who stimulates your intellect. Like, you can talk to somebody about anything. If you have somebody that will literally stimulate you intellectually, and I think that's the sexiest thing that anybody can do, and you are an air sign, go talk to them. That's why air signs love talking to people. Air signs are really intelligent because they are based off of intellect.
For an air sign, do anything that stimulates your brain.
Yup.
Anything that stimulates your brain and you're gonna feel better.
Earth signs love achievement. So do something and be proud of it. So it's like, oh, I'm a earth sign, but I'm working on this, but I'm not proud of it. Okay, what can you do to be proud of it? You need to work on the things that apply to your achievement because that's what you like. You like feeling fulfilled. So do things that will make you feel fulfilled if you can't go outside. Oh, you like cleaning, your kitchen's dirty, and you love when your kitchen's clean? Go do that. You feel better because you cleaned your kitchen? Go do that. Anything that you can give yourself a pat on the back as an earth sign because you can't go outside, do it inside. Work out. Clean up. There's so many things that you can do when it comes to achievement. Some people who are earth signs like money. Find something online that can make you money that you'll actually enjoy. Go to your friend's house. Because if there's a location that makes you the most happy, go to your friend's house. Aside from people that do have agoraphobia because they can't go outside unless, you know, they really, yeah. But just go visit somebody. Water signs. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Your emotion.
Drink water.
Drink water and your emotion. Be in tune with yourself. That's why most water signs.
Take a shower.
Most water signs are like really people who are better at regulating their emotions than other people are. That's why most people come seek advice from a water sign because they know they're wise. They've had their relationships, they had their emotions, they had their experiences. They are the most in tune with all of those. So go to a water sign. And it's the same thing.
I don't know about regulating my emotions.
But you're working on it. And you can pinpoint your emotions when you feel them.
I got big emotions.
It's just a matter of how you're dealing with them.
I got big emotions.
And that's okay to have big emotions. Because at the end of the day, water signs are going to learn how to work through those emotions to either try not to feel those emotions so frequently or knowing how to deal with them so they don't have to deal with it frequently. And it's the opposite. You can charge someone else. Charge your water sign by talking to them about their emotion. Let your water sign friend vent to you. I can guarantee you they're going to feel so much better afterwards.
Oh my God, every time.
Tell your earth sign friend that you are proud of everything that they're doing because they want that achievement. They don't need it. But they want to have it because it's like, okay, I can be proud of myself, but it does not compare to somebody else being proud of me.
It never compares to somebody else being like, yeah, damn straight, that's good.
Tell your earth friends that they're doing good. Tell your air friends that you think that they're smart and that you're proud of them for how smart they are and how good at decisions they are at making. Your fire sign, just talk to them. Tell your fire sign like they want the ego.
Tell them they're looking good.
Yeah, like, oh bitch, you look cute. Oh bitch, I like how you did that. Oh bitch, you really good at communicating with me. I'm glad
that makeup look is fire.
Period. Tell me that. I'm the fire sign. Thank you. I worked really hard on it. Like, you can charge your friends up too. Like, if your friend doesn't have their energy, you could be like, yo, if you have the energy to spare, trade, body doubling.
Doubling.
There's so many things that people can do for people.
I'm about to go on another tangent, so I'm just going to say this. Humans are social beings, and we need to be social with each other. The idea that we're not supposed to rely on anybody is stupid.
I agree wholeheartedly.
You are not supposed to be independent. You are supposed to have people that you rely on for certain things. Doing everything yourself is really good, but you're going to kill yourself. You are going to give yourself an autoimmune disease and you are going to die. So stop it. Rely on other people.
Like,
that is what makes humans human.
Yeah. Like, I love independence.
Is our ability to make art and be human. Be a community.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, I love independence, but I know there are things that you can't do everything. Yes, we can be multifaceted as fuck, but we can't do everything. Even if you have ADHD, because you can start something, but you're not going to finish it because something else caught your interest. We can't do everything. And it's like, well, you were born in this world alone. You're going to die alone. No, you weren't. You were surrounded by a doctor, a nurse, maybe your mother. You came out
never
of your
alone.
mother, and your father might be there, or your cousin, or your sibling. But someone's always with you when you're born.
That. Yeah, I was like, people that you were born alone, you're gonna die alone. You're literally never alone from the time you're a baby until you're like 5 years old.
Like, and so even the unfortunate cases of some babies, you know, being put in dumpsters or being abandoned, you still came out of somebody. Even if it's not the ideal somebody that you wish was in your life, you still
alone.
Came from somebody.
Like you can't be born completely alone. Sorry. You relied on someone to be born.
And I also don't believe the whole notion of, oh, there's just nobody that understands me. No, there are people that understand you. It's just you either don't give them a chance to try to understand you because you're so set in your ways that no one will ever understand you. So that's what you're tunnel visioned on. And so now you're looking for imperfections in everybody so they don't understand you because you don't want them to.
Yeah, your brain is searching for validation and proof that you are right. It's not searching for exceptions. If you say, oh, no one's gonna understand me, no one understands me, your brain is gonna make sure that you are right.
Your brain is confirmation bias, the organ.
Literally. You cannot trust your brain to be logical. You have to be logical. You have to force your brain to be like, but they didn't say that. I felt it. Where did you feel it from? Bitch, they didn't say that.
Like, this is why people are like, oh, it's better to think logically than with your emotion. You can't think logically until you regulate your emotion. How about that? Yeah. If you are not emotionally stable enough to have that talk with your brain to get through what's going on, then you can never think logically, and everything that you do is emotional.
Absolutely.
Because logical thinking requires a level of thought.
Most of the logical thinkers are people that are actually just completely detached from emotions in general.
Well, I think it's right
for... That's another conversation for another day.
Well, you might think that's right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. Everything is an opinion. Unless it can be proven, then it's a fact.
It has to be proven on a scientific level. And your opinions are not science. Hate to break it to you.
Nope.
That's why literally everything that we talk about
white.
Here.
Yes, it is white. I can say to somebody, I have a black colored pencil. You do? Yeah. Well, let me see. No. Okay, then how am I supposed to know if that's true or not? It's white. I said this was black and you had to believe me because I couldn't come up with any facts to support my opinion. So, just, food for thought.
Sit on that. But let's before we go on a third tangent about charging in some wild fashion, let's wrap this episode up.
Yeah, we done went from charging to reading people to filth. And speaking of reading people to filth, that's what we're doing for our next episode.
Oh yeah, we're doing tarot readings.
Yes, Space and I are going to read each other to filth through our lovely tarot cards. And that's going to be so much fun.
Because we're also going to then, I think would be a good time to start doing some tarot videos, maybe. Do something like that after that.
I'm
Show
down.
them how we read cards.
I am absolutely down.
Yeah, we can do that. That sounds like a good plan. All right.
Write that down. Write that down.
Write it down. But yeah, that has been our charging episode, from actually charging objects like crystals and shit to charging people. And other things were mentioned in this video for sure that need to be probably put into shorts and blasted on YouTube.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea. We were spitting.
we could definitely cut some of the little lines that we were saying in here. We're spitting some hard shit. So we'll have to think about that when we edit next week. I think that's it for today. I think we had a really good episode. I'm happy that you guys are here with us.
Me too. And we hope that the things we are saying and the practices that we're talking about are helping y'all and y'all journey, spiritual or witchy, because it's helping us in our journey. We're learning a lot, and we are looking forward to learning more about other people. So then now we have a trade-off. So now we know what they know and they know what we know, and we can exchange notes and then see if we can find a middle ground. If we have disagreements, that's fine. It's not going to change how we view anybody. You can have your beliefs and we will have ours. If they conflict, that's okay. Just don't shove it down our throats, because we're not going to shove it down your throats. So just give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for coming. I'm really happy that we have really kept up our posting. As you can see, we've been posting every week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes twice. Most of the times twice.
Most of the times twice.
So be proud of us. We're really happy to be here with you guys, and we're super excited to grow further and learn more. I'm excited to get into tarot and reading more.
Me too.
That's I love tarot, and I want to get better at it so much. But
yes, thank you for joining us for another episode of Witches and Weebs Witchy Wednesdays. Make sure that you like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you know when we are posting more videos. Please comment and just tell us how you prefer what we're doing, because we're still workshopping all of this.
Yeah,
so we would love to know what you like.
And if you think we could be doing anything, like just advice, make sure it's nice advice, critical, and constructive. Don't just be like, I don't like how you guys do this.
But why? You have to tell us why, because if you don't tell us why, then how are we going to know what to do better?
Correct. So make sure it's constructive criticism if you have it, but we're more than welcome to it. Any advice in terms of what we should start looking up next, absolutely please share, because we need ideas. We're only 2 brains and they only have like 6 brain cells. So
6 is a lot. I have half of a brain cell and I don't even have it right
now. Okay, so I guess I have 5.5 brain cells. And I think 3 of them are in my orange cat that left. So
oh no.
Oh no is right. But thank you guys for joining us. I want you guys to stay mystical, and I'm gonna have Mia send us out.
Yes, remember, may all of your affirmations and manifestations come to fruition. Please practice safely, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. It's like introduction.
My bad. I was like fucking hyper focused on why do I hear music coming out of my headphones.
Oh no, don't do that. Not here. Vance was a little too comfortable.
Oh my goodness.